On today's show, we find out that she did it again. What happens when the cast take a ride on the behaviour cycle? And why are their excuses so unbelievable? Well, let's find out together, shall we? Hello and welcome to Lawd Lukan. It's time to find out that history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme, as we hit upon another episode of Love During Lockup. On today's show, Angel tells it like it is.
I can be a bitch.
Slow-mo tells us what really happened in Fallgate.
While I was drinking liquor.
Emily pretends to be someone else.
It's under Brittany.
And what's all this about Kayleigh's mum? All this and more right here on the Lawd Lukan channel.
It's probably going to be a show in the beginning.
Good day, bonjour, and konnichiwa to you. Big loves to those who've subscribed, you beautiful people. And a black ivory coffee to the lords and ladies of the Lukan Manor. Right then, mon petit pois, let's check out our first venue for the day, shall we? And it's with Kayleigh and Michael. Or more specifically, we're with Kayleigh and Michael's mum, Angel. And have you noticed that in every episode with Kayleigh, we seem to be subjected to that same clip of her butt? Enverger. Michael, Vincent, I don't know, Reginald Jeffrey Ramsbottom perhaps? And why the hell did the British think that Ramsbottom would be a perfectly good surname? Smith? Sure, okay, yeah, Smith, like, doing stuff kind of Smith. Butcher? Yeah, okay, sure, I can get that. But Ramsbottom? Did they look like the rear end of a male sheep? Or, did they like a bit of the old sort of rear entry action? You've got to love this man's name though. Bill Joseph Ramrod Ramsbottom. Promises, promises. There is also the Bumgardner family, of course. But according to Google, that's not at all embarrassing. And neither are the butt asses or the butt benders. No, that's not funny. Did you know, though, that Poop was a rather popular name in Indiana at one point? In fact, there are 11 families in the USA with the surname of Poop. Anyways, from one Poop family to another, we're back with Kayleigh, and that bloody shot of her bum again, which has inspired a little game. So join me now for everybody's favourite family game, Moon or Kayleigh's butt.
Is it the moon or is it a butt? Let's play a game of moon or butt, yeah!
Oh yes, the rules are more simple than Montana Mills' last business proposal. I'll show you a picture, and you have to guess if it's part of the moon or part of Kayleigh's butt. Okay? Here we go. Picture 1, moon or butt? It's a butt. Picture 2, moon or butt? It's a butt. And picture 3, moon or butt? It's Darcy Silver. Well played, probably, maybe. Good job. So Kayleigh rocks up to Angel's house, who immediately starts to throw some low-key shade.
How are you?
Waiting good, waiting for you.
Oh, sorry. I always run late.
I know.
And Kayleigh, who seems to be smuggling a peanut, is also in trouble for not answering her phone or replying to texts. And seeing as Kayleigh doesn't have her mum around to put all the blame on, she goes for plan B. Blame it on Michael.
It's because your son's always on my phone and he's like, keep your phone open.
I don't necessarily believe that. We all know that Kayleigh's a bit lazy and disengaged, but if it was, really? You're gonna let your man tell you not to use your phone in case he's gonna call you up and ask for some more stuff? Great. And what's with Kayleigh's tattoos? She's got a big lion, which, usually is a bit of a man's tattoo. She's got a baby Elmo, mini Iron Man, Minnie Mouse. Why though? Minnie hasn't been a popular character in, ever. Or if she was, it was in like the 1950s. Yay, we love Minnie Mouse because she's, on the merch? We all love 98-year-old cartoon characters with zero personality. She's also got this hanger tattoo, which is a statement about female autonomy. It's a reference to when women didn't have access to safe abortions and used to take matters into their own hands, which is quite startling once you know what it's all about. Anyway, it's time for Disingenuous Statement of the Week.
She's amazing. We have a great relationship.
Yeah, sure you do. Yeah, I don't believe that for a second. Particularly by the way that Angel dishes out the side eye of the most bombasticness. You stand each other for your man's sake. That's more like what's actually happening here.
She doesn't sugarcoat for me. She'll tell me, like, pull your head out of your ass.
Which isn't always about the fact that she's a fantastic mate. It just means that she doesn't shy away from telling you that you're lazy and you need to sort your shit out. Which is kind of fun to watch. We even get to play a game of Guess the Insult.
He plays on my heartstrings and he's like, oh yeah, see, I can't. You're a
Kayleigh is also full of big stupid ideas. She's enabled Michael to think that he can just call up any old time he likes and ask for whatever expensive stuff that his mummy dearest has refused to buy him. But instead of finding the money or, saying no, she's decided that the best option is...
Yeah, I maxed out his credit cards because if he wants something, I put it on his credit card.
Okay then, so when she says she spent 42k on him, whose 42k was it? If she said that when he wants something, she puts it on his card, then surely that's his money, or rather his debt, that she's spending. The 9k boob and bum job that she had, was that on him too? And how did she think he was going to pay it all back while he's in prison? So she didn't bother paying any of it back, and he's just going to get out of prison and into a whole bunch of debt. Good job. And what's with these inmates being mummy's boys? I think that's why a lot of them end up inside. Because their mummies let them get away with anything. Because they're so damn special. And they failed to learn a thing about consequences.
The last time Mickey got out, he was doing really well. He had a full-time job, so he's got money.
Well, he wasn't doing that well, clearly. He was into firearms and selling drugs. And the last time I checked, that's not necessarily the best thing to do with your life. Unless, you're a politician, of course. But maybe that was the full-time job that she's talking about. And at this point, I do quite like Michael's mum. She says fun things to Kayleigh, who has a question to ask.
Do you think he's using me? Because a lot of people have said that, and I just
Yes. Oh, sorry, was I supposed to think about that? Let me think. Yes. You give him what he wants, you do what he wants. He'll get out, take you for a ride around Bedsville, and then leave your freshly sculpted butt. He probably would have done it already if you weren't mummy number 2 to him. You've milked his credit, you've made promises that you can't keep. You've been too lazy to do all that fitness stuff that is super important to him. So what's keeping him there when he gets out? Your kids that he's promised to look after? Yeah, sure, alright, yes. We've seen more than enough men on this show that pretend to give a shit about your kids and then just leave. So, what does Angel think?
I told you not to marry him. What idiot marries somebody in jail?
Oh, I know this one. This idiot, or this idiot. Hang on, I got one more. This idiot. Yeah, I'm good at this game. So, just to reinforce that, Angel decides to list all the qualities that she thinks that her son has.
Egotistical, chauvinistic sometimes.
You're the one who had options, and you chose this one.
I like Angel. Do her again. And Kayleigh, of course, is just as delightful. She remembers back to the good old days when she was trying to get with him last time.
The plan was that I would pick him up, but I didn't show up.
Hang on, does she even remember her own timeline? Or is all that just a load of rubbish too? She said they met in high school, some sort of weird big gap. Then they reunited when he was in jail. But they seem to have left out this whole entire middle bit.
We eventually forgave each other, but I don't regret it. I would do it again.
But what was she forgiving him for? I'm sorry, I forgive you for me not turning up. Good job, genius. Dan should totally do it again, apparently, so she'll happily just not pick him up next time. You know what that might suggest to me? That a guy like him, who does seem to be a few moves ahead of her, might just have a backup plan waiting. So Angel gives us a little recap of what's happened so far.
As long as she doesn't steal his identity, run up his credit cards, try to screw you guys over somehow.
Kayleigh had a well-paying job, then she went off to Mexico to have her mummy makeover. When she got back, her mother took care of her and all the money, and the money kind of accidentally disappeared. But we'll get into her mother's criminal history slightly later on. But for now, we can enjoy Angel throwing more shade than an umbrella convention.
Your mommy's so nice.
I know.
And it's probably a little bit too early to tell, but I do quite like Angel. Or rather, I like the things that she says, because she's got a no-nonsense approach to life. And for now, I'm going to give her a big gold star for services to realism.
She was a up parent to her kids, and when you're not nice to them, I'm not nice to you. I can be a bitch.
Next up, we've got a newbie on your YouTube. So let's throw ourselves over to Houston, Texas to meet Rich and his woman-to-be Felicia. And today, Rich is in the gym to hit a few bags. Let's check him out, shall we? Well, he's got decent hands, no flexibility in the legs, leaves his head very much open there, and, kicks with his toes. So, he's a bit meh, in my opinion. But what do I know? Ah, what's this? Oh, is this my award for winning my last cage fight by totally decapitating that man in a third-round TKO? Oh, how did that get there? Oh.
I lost my virginity at 11. I've done a whole lot of
Okay, but it's a bit like when someone goes on America's Got Talent or America's Got Singers or whatever it is, and they say something along the lines of, I've been singing since I was 2. Okay, sure, you might have been singing since that age, but generally speaking, when you start off that young, it's just a load of weird noises, lasts a few seconds, and everybody looks at you quite strangely afterwards. But starting at 11 though, do we believe that? Us men aren't exactly the most reliable people when it comes to recounting our sexual history. You know what they say, if a man gives you his body count, you divide it by 3, and when a woman gives you hers, you times it by 2. He's also been married twice, divorced twice, and has a pretty fun quote.
Get something you never had takes doing something you never done.
Ooh, that was Denzel Washington, wasn't it?
To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did.
Ah, no, that was actually that Thomas Jefferson guy. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. Ah, Jefferson, he was the one who was all about the freedom of thought, the freedom of speech. But not if you're a slave, because, you know, he liked having those. Oddly enough, though, over in Jefferson County...
My name is Felicia.
Ah, yes, this is the love of his life, the woman that he literally dreamed about. And what's she in for? Well, a little bit of armed robbery with a firearm, theft of goods, which was a car, possession of alprazolam, and authorised entry. Well, you know, consent is always good. Alprazolam is just a brand name for Xanax. And the authorised entry charge is when someone lets you into their house or their vehicle and you do a little bit of crime when you're in there. So what about this 4'9" firecracker then? Well, the man who's already been divorced twice and falls in love quicker than slow-mo in a diner managed to find love this time. Well, it may just be the case that Felicia's past is waiting for her too.
Are waiting for my release, and I don't know who may pop up or who may come in the picture.
So Rich heads off to talk to his cousin Star to talk about all the hopes that he has for his love life in the future. And is Rich going to be the new Deontay, as a lot of people are saying? I don't know myself. I love a bit of Deontay. He's been on the show a few times. He even did the whole Power Rangers thing. Let's watch that again, shall we?
In case you're apparently Deontay is wearing a Power Ranger today. So welcome to Deontay's Power. Oh, he's got a move. Go on, special move from Deontay.
It's morphin' time. Mastodon.
I love it. I love you, Deontay. You are the best.
How can you not love that? Yes, that was, of course, Imani, one of the girls that Julius met up with in that video shoot scene. So, until Rich does his impression of a Power Ranger, or gets a Felicia Jr. to hide under his bed, I'm not quite convinced of the similarity.
All this time, she's been like untainted, away from the outside world.
Yeah, you know, that whole outside world where they keep all the bad people. They lock up all the prisoners just to keep them safe from us, you know, us and our social medias. But we'll be back to see more of these two another time, because for now, we have to put ourselves through another Emily and Justin segment over in Wells, Nevada. Fine. So the last time we saw them, and Emily was cut off prematurely on a video call. I wonder why. Well, whatever the reason, I'm sure it's the prison's fault.
I wonder if the jail kicked me off because I'm on his ex's account. The prison is always causing problems in between Justin and I.
Yeah, prison. just because they like breaking the rules and stuff. It is, of course, pretty much against the rules to have somebody else on your video call. Usually they'll go and ask for a picture of the person that's going to be on it. In the UK, the program uses facial recognition. Then if someone else pops up in your call, it'll pop up with a little warning. And if you don't rectify it, it cuts you off.
They won't let me have my own video visits with him anymore. So I was logged on under his ex's account.
And why was that? Don't tell me. It was the prison's fault too, yes? So Emily calls the prison to ask why they'd cut her off. And when they ask for her name, she says...
It's under Brittany.
That's a funny pronunciation of Emily, isn't it? Although I think because the cameras were there, that she's had to be forced to tell the truth. I think if we weren't there, then there'd be quite a different scenario. So when whoever's on the phone gets back to her and asks her again who she is...
You're speaking to Emily. Is there like...
Oh, okay, I thought you said Brittany.
It's under like Brittany's account.
Now, you may not like the rules and you might think they're a bit strict at points, but you do kind of have to play ball or they make life harder for you.
Okay, so you're using somebody else's account. That's a violation of visiting regulations, and that's why it's canceled. There's nothing else I can help you with. Have a good day.
Just like that. So now they're in danger of losing all contact completely. Plus, it won't help Justin with his attempt to get parole if all they see is consistent violations. So Emily pretends to cry again. I can't stand this woman. And what else is ridiculous about her is that she feels that she's entitled to do whatever she wants because she used to work in a prison, you know.
I was a corrections officer in a state prison.
But if, like me, you've actually tortured yourself with the self-important, ego-massaging blog that she's got on the business site, you'll know that the prison thought that she was only there to look good, not to be good, and that she was only there for attention, and also that she was a hoe because everyone had hit it, which is why she decided to become a prostitute, because she thought she might as well go ahead and earn some money from the label that everybody had given her, just to prove them wrong, which sort of then went and proved them right. Good job. And it also proves that she'll lie until it's financially wise not to. And this kind of leads us into why they got their visits taken away in the first place.
She can't help but tell her life story to everybody she comes across.
So when she went to go and visit him in prison, she thought it'd be a fantastic idea to go bragging about how she used to work there, which is a huge no-no. So the officer went and reported her. And you can blame it all on the prison if you like, but these two are clearly their own worst enemies. Right, let's leave them alone for now, shall we? And head over to Elmore Correctional Centre to see how Ayesha is getting on with just randomly turning up to prison and hoping that they'll just let her in.
We drove 3 hours to come down here and just get treated like we're nothing.
What? They didn't know who you are? Didn't you tell them that you were MC Ayesha, aka Yo Mama? Didn't they realise that you came with these hoes?
I came with these hoes.
I came with these hoes.
I mean, how rude. I mean, not recognising a celebrity when they see one. They've clearly got no class.
They were worse than what I imagined.
What the hell did she imagine? Politeness, a bit of customer service, empathy? You poor deluded crumpet. This is prison, not a daycare. But the whole experience has left her drained and upset. Next, it's a little trip over to Ohio to see how Slow-Mo is doing after all that stuff about fainting. Check out the little linky thing, wherever that is, if you missed that. Man, we get a slightly unusual looking Slow-Mo.
To me for fainting and calls me a dumb bitch. I don't need the added stress or pressure, considering that something is going on with me.
It's quite funny that I saw someone on Facebook say, wow, she looks really good now. Yeah, no, she's just got a good angle now. In fact, she's holding the phone so far up in the sky that we can see the door frame behind her. And that phone is higher than Troy pretending to be Dale. So she's still holding on to all this illness bit. But then she goes on her live to talk to her friend, and we get the full story.
No, it was really because I didn't eat or...
Holy shitballs, Batman. I didn't know the crackheads are us at a podcast. God, that's a beard there too, isn't it? She kind of looks like a tanned Howard Stern. Are you okay? It's like when people do the TikToks and they put something slightly more distracting on the other side of the screen to avoid the fact that their content is shit. You know, like pictures of people cutting cake, just so they can hold on to your attention for more than 5 seconds. It is quite distracting though, by the way, but actually still more interesting than slow-mo. Anyway.
Well, they called us at like 9 o'clock. My sister and them, they was at the hotel that we were supposed to meet directly at the thing. So they was like, okay, well, take us upstairs to meet you at the house. We're going to start filming y'all getting ready.
Oh. Gave away a little secret there. So the sisters had to go and grab those mattresses and inflate them, and then go stay in a hotel overnight. You know, the cast get fined some of their money if they give away too much, which is something that Slow-Mo gave away in her last live. So, you know, good job, Slow-Mo. Then the production even made the girls deflate the beds the next day just for fun.
And then they was like, okay, we're going to come out and we're going to film y'all taking shots and everything. So I'm like, y'all go film us taking shots first and we haven't ate nothing.
And you can see the shot glasses somewhere in amongst all these empty plates of food on the table. She talks so much rubbish, doesn't she?
So then this is when they have filmed the call with Titus. And I was already irritated with them about that because I'm like, I told y'all before we got here, like, y'all not doing that. Like, don't do the messy shit. Like, I'm not with that, you know? Mm-hmm. And then y'all do the complete opposite, you know?
Right.
Of course they did. They own you now. You signed a contract to say that they could do whatever they like. I have actually seen a copy of the contract that these cast members sign. And it says that they can also create any story that they like about you or your family, and you have to sign away the rights to be able to sue them for defamation or libel afterwards. They even have the right to take a portion of your wages in perpetuity afterwards. So essentially, they really do own you. The NDA that they make you sign, or non-disclosure agreement, now that does expire, but your contract doesn't. So if she tells them not to film a bit that she thinks she doesn't want to have filmed, yeah, well, you know what they're going to do about that.
Like, at that point, I was, like, arguing with the producer. Like, I'm not saying nothing else. I'm hungry. Y'all got me sitting out here in the heat.
Then they were like, yeah, but does it look like I care? Now get out there and do some reality, puppet. Then we get a bit of sign language from Crazy. She tries to do the signal for wrap it up, but I think she's sort of either raving or having an aneurysm.
Me and my sisters, like, we get to arguing. You know, Sylvia, she get up, she storm off because she mad. So that's why I'm like, y'all be talking about y'all want the drama. Like, y'all didn't even play, like, the whole part with me and my sisters fighting.
That's because no one cares what your sisters are doing. See, this is probably why they moved her dumbass to Ohio. So we don't have to put up with Tweedledum and Tweedledummer messing up the storyline.
So,
They wanted more than that than what it was.
Shh, don't strain yourself there, darling. You just sit there and make Slow-Mo look more attractive, you know, by comparison, like what you're supposed to do, thank you. Let's leave all the bullshit to her, shall we?
yeah, it wasn't like glass was breaking and all of that stuff. No.
It was true.
And so, yeah.
Well, I'm glad that we're going to move on.
Don't do drugs, kids. And the bit where she tells us that the sisters slept in a hotel explains why they didn't know about the argument she had with Titus. And Titus is clearly very sorry that he didn't support her or believe her story.
So did you think about everything?
Did I think about everything? What's that I'm supposed to be thinking about?
No, maybe not. But Slow-Mo is determined to get an apology out of him. However, Titus is taking a slightly different route and has decided that the argument was so yesterday and that they both already said what they had to say. And now he wants to move on. But Slow-Mo's not having it. She wants to make him feel very, very bad and hear lots of sorries and do a bit of groveling to make her feel a lot better about herself.
We can't put it to the side until we discuss it and you recognize where you went wrong and, like, if you plan to do better.
Crazy to me that you saying that.
You making it seem like I did it on purpose.
Tripping then. So if the thing really real.
Which is really quite telling, isn't it? He's convinced that she's lying to him. So you can imagine that this isn't the first time that she's used a dodgy story to get out of something that she doesn't want to do, like visiting him. Which, even though she's been there for several months, she still hasn't done yet.
Let me talk to him.
Titus.
Let me talk to him. Titus.
And she just lets her sister take the phone. I mean, who even does that? It's not like she actually needed any help at that point. Sister, or whatever her stupid name is, just wants to take control of the situation and get her face on the telly, thank you. And Slow-Mo, of course, just lets her because she's got nothing. No oomph, no energy. Just meh.
This is her sister, Calandra. And sister, Sylvia.
Oh, sorry, let me just go get the no fucks that I give about that. And her sister Sylvia. She just had to get that bit in there, didn't she? I'm here too, you know, don't forget me. No one cares. Get off the screen.
So we kind of just heard how you was talking to her, and we really didn't like that. Like, why are you disrespecting my sister?
They act like he was shouting and screaming at her or something. But he was just calling her out for some bit of behaviour that was a bit sketchy. And then they come in all protective. Didn't really disrespect her though. He just didn't bow with the respect that they wanted to see.
You know how to treat the man in a relationship. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's always these double standards going on with men and women.
All right, okay, well, he's lost me now. I was kind of with him up until that point. But now he's just using the argument to voice all the disappointments that he had with women in general, who haven't treated him like the king that he sees himself as. So Slow-Mo resorts to an ultimatum.
So are you not finna apologize? Because if not, then I'm just finna block you and then... I don't know, like...
She's always got something on her top, hasn't she? It was foundation last time, and now she's got some dribble and some toothpaste, or, you know, whatever that is. It's quite funny, though, that now she's in front of her sisters, she's grown a pair and is speaking up for herself at last.
So it's like, I'm not about to keep doing this with you. I'm not. You want to sit up here and have this whole tough guy act? Like, you don't love me for real? Okay, you're showing me you really don't.
Okay, cool. See you. Bye. No, I mean, oh no, how can I ever live without you?
If you're not about to apologize, you're about to be single, and I'm about to just be done with you.
He's probably got a few other desperate gout wives hanging around, so I'm sure he'll be fine.
Don't reach out to me, don't call me, don't text me, don't do nothing. He's done. He's getting blocked.
What's the betting that she doesn't, though? You know the producers wouldn't let that happen. At least, you know, not until they've got all the footage that they need for this season. Plus, we know that she's still in that empty house because we can see it in the background in her podcast.
Just going through the same thing from her last relationship with Derek. It's like, it's no different.
I do think it is quite different. At least Derek treated him with some semblance of respect when he was inside. Sure, he cheated his little miniature butt off as soon as he got out of prison, but he didn't really show her that much indifference and disrespect prior to that.
There's nothing else to say.
Good. Last up of the day, we're back to Phoenix, Arizona for one more time with Kayleigh and Michael. And Kayleigh, who's got no money left, has decided to go shopping with her mother, who has an interesting nickname.
Well, Lori, we know. Lori.
The thing about these two, though, is that whilst Kayleigh spends half of her life moaning about her mother and slating all the things that she's done wrong in her life, it's pretty obvious that apple never really left the tree. Lori had a problem with drugs, she had a problem with alcohol. Lori blew a load of money, she blew a load of money. Lori dated an inmate, she married an inmate. They even look identical. But Lori, of course, has been arrested a few times and has been to prison. In 2012, she stole 2 rings from a dead woman and was charged with dealing in stolen property and false information on pawned items. Again, in 2012, when she was an assistant at an elevator company, she ordered a tablet for £450 using the company's account, and also used that account to spend over $1,000 on tools. And on top of that, she got Kayleigh to return the iPad when she got caught. In 2013, Lori was arrested on multiple felony charges after she sold hydromorphone tablets to an undercover officer on 3 separate occasions, and then arrested again in January 2014 for outstanding warrants. So, that Mother of the Decade award is might be slightly tarnished. And does this shop sell anything other than beige? If you need a beige shirt, they've got it. More beige shirts, they've got those too. Beige jumpers and general stuff, oh yeah, they got that. But wait, there's blue jeans too. And some beige chinos.
Hasn't his mom thought about buying him some stuff?
I don't want to ask his mom.
Why?
I want to be able to prove that I can do it. I can support her son.
Support him by putting it on a credit card in his name? Yeah, that's not exactly support though, is it? It's more like layaway with the company that might dump you if you get it wrong. Then they have a game of who can do the most convincing crying act. The mums isn't too bad, of course, so Hayley gives it a shot. that's just really cringy, isn't it? But Lori is super jealous of Angel because Kayleigh tends to open up to her, and Lori feels that she's entitled to that kind of trust.
I feel very uncomfortable, just so you know. Like being in between the 2 moms.
You only have one. You have a mother-in-law. Okay. And you have me.
Great! Yeah, cheers. No, actually, I think you can keep it, thanks. And just like her daughter, she likes to be all tone-deaf about stuff.
I just think that she's conniving. I think that she's manipulative, and I think that she's in it for herself.
Projecting much. Anyways, the time has come for them to pay the $700 for the clothes that they've decided to buy him. Okay then, warm up the plastic and let's get this done.
Didn't go through. Want to try a different card?
Sure, let's try this.
I'm so sorry, that one did not go through either.
Okay.
And by the looks of it, those 4 cards that are already on the counter didn't really work very well either. She even tries Michael's card too, but that also gets declined. But somehow, Lori managed to pay for it, and they're off to go see Angel.
Your credit card was used. You want to talk to Angel? I heard you. Just getting a little nervous.
People love to talk about how hard life has been to them, and how unfair the world is, and how everyone around them has somehow failed to understand the struggle that they've gone through. But if you look closely, you'll notice something uncomfortable. A lot of the chaos that these people complain about is the same chaos that they created for themselves. It's easier to blame the people that love you than it is to admit that you lit the match that burnt down the room. Accountability is a heavy thing, but it's the only thing that stops that fire from spreading. Because at some point you have to stop calling it bad luck and call it for what it really is, your own shadow finally catching up with you. And that is all I have time for today. It's been a magnificent pleasure to have you along for this little ride. I truly appreciate you, and I hope to see you again soon. So if you like what I do, then please do like, subscribe, and try out one of these little beauties. And until I see you again, stay beautiful, love to my 3, and you take care of yourself.